Whoops, mine's upside down. So I would like to start off with a story, because I've been holding this for a week now.
Okay.
We would have seen Halloween Ends last week, but it was at a later showing. Because usually they sometimes do like early screenings around 4-ish or so, but this one they had last week was at 7:30, and you have bedtime, you like to go to bed early.
Yeah, I like to leave.
And I like to respect that.
Yeah.
So we saw the original 1978 movie instead. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great seeing that again. Yeah, it was incredible. And then what I usually like to do is if we have extra time, I like to have like a set of B movies on the side for you to choose from, just light camp stuff. And originally in that deck, I was going to put in Nightmare on Elm Street, but I thought, nah, go like more the lighter kind of stuff. So there's stuff like Fright Night, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, The Gate I know is in that group. Just some basics. Mother was in the living room. We had pizza, and we're like, let's let her watch her shows. We'll relocate to my bedroom. And as you're getting the TV trays, you see that Nightmare on Elm Street was on the TV stand. I was going to put it back in the closet, but we were in a bit of a rush. So I'm like getting plates or getting glass or something, and I hear from you cooing, "Oh, I think I know what we can watch." And I look, I see the stack of movies are still in the living room. I put two and two together, I'm like, crap, Timmy got the keys to the liquor cabinet.
And then Timmy wanted to put the keys back after watching that movie because I was not impressed with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh,
I mean, I will say,
no.
Halloween Ends is better than Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm going sorry. I'm going sorry with this. Because after we saw Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, by the way, you turned to me and you said, I don't think I have any interest in seeing any of the Friday the 13th sequels. I'm like, wait a minute, did you see what we just watched?
I meant to say Nightmare on Elm Street, but yeah, I was not impressed with Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, and it was interesting because you said, I prefer Halloween because it's more down-to-earth and grounded, and after seeing this one, it's like...
Well, this was still better than Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'll respect that.
But this one,
Personally, I think Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors is my favorite, because at least that one is a lot more fun, but...
Yeah. So we're just going to say this right now. This is going to be a spoiler episode, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Halloween Ends, then bye.
Yep.
Okay, you've been warned.
Get this. Darcy from The Last Drive-In is in this.
Yeah. And for a movie about Michael Myers, there wasn't a lot of Michael Myers.
No, it was...
Just his adopted son.
I like how you put that.
His annoying adopted son who stole his mask and then tried to be him. And then Michael's like, no. You've been very naughty. Instead of spanking you with my knife, I'm just going to break your neck. Okay, bye.
You were adopted. That's
I spared your life, and this is how you thank me, by stealing my mask? No. Bye-bye.
That's a joke Gus would write. Yeah, ooh. You were adopted.
Yeah, they wasted too much time with the Corey kid.
Oh.
Like, I liked him at first when he wasn't bad, and I thought they could have had a good plot with him, like having being conflicted about kind of being Michael's puppet, because I thought that was what was going on, that he was kind of being, he was
there we go,
kind of being possessed, and then it just turned into, the town is bullying me because I accidentally killed a kid, even though it was the kid's fault, technically, because the kid locked me in a closet, was standing right at the door, and when I kicked the door, he went flying back. So it was an accident. But the town is bullying me. They think I'm a psycho. I think I'm gonna be a psycho.
And then it turns into a Lifetime movie where apparently Laurie Strode's granddaughter's falling for him. I could see where that could work, but like, seriously, even after his first victim is a random homeless person, looks like Santa Claus, he like goes back to her and they're walking, he goes, I think I killed a guy, and she's like,
And at least
She reacts normal to it, like it's like he just hit a tree or
and
something.
his first victim was technically self-defense because the old guy had attacked him first with the knife. But then,
yeah.
and then he's like acting completely different. And I think Laurie's granddaughter just didn't want to see it. But it's like if they had this plot point being like the first like Halloween 2018, then I could see it maybe working.
If they had it with, say, the other boyfriend that she had,
Yeah.
Lonnie's son,
Yeah.
I can see that working.
Yeah.
If he lived, spoiler, if he lived in Halloween Kills and they
Yeah.
carried that over,
Yeah.
I could see that working because at least it's an established character and they're continuing it through all three of these movies.
Yeah.
The problem I have is that they did have a plan.
Yeah.
They were going to shoot 2 movies back to back, but they
Yeah.
said, well, if Halloween 2018 is not going to be a hit, then what's the point of having this other movie we shot like a good bulk of footage for? So the 2018 was a hit, and the original plan was that they're going to film Ends and Kills simultaneously, and the whole venture was going to take place in one night. So 2018 would have been like the start of the evening, Kills would have been the middle, and then Ends would have been like literally just the tail end of the Halloween night, which I would have loved.
Yeah.
That would have been a great idea, but
And they
plans
still...
had to change, the pandemic happened. Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad because it's obvious that this wasn't what they originally were going to do, but how they handled it, like, it had good moments, but, you know, again, they focused too much on the Corey guy, and, you know, they took I liked him when they introduced him, and then he just became super obnoxious by the time he was killed off, and it was, like, cliche after cliche.
And the stuff at Haddonfield, I like the idea that they would kind of, like, get all distraught and confused. Some would either just get extremely upset with the whole Michael Myers situation, or some would, like, turn to scapegoat and point fingers.
Yeah.
But even that's not done very well. There's a whole angle where I think the father of the dead kid that Corey was babysitting, when he meets up with him later and he's, like, playing pool and stuff, because at least he has some sympathy for him. He explains how everyone was going after and stuff. Did anyone ask what was Corey's side of the story?
No.
Like, that... No one's like... There's the scene later where Laurie Strode's coming out of the supermarket and she runs into 2 people who are surviving victims of Michael Myers' attacks from Halloween Kills, and they're blaming her like she was the one who provoked him. It's like, did you get the full thing? Like, are you pointing fingers?
The DJ guy trying to say that Laurie was flirting with a guy with mental illness, and it's like...
yeah.
I mean, I actually could see someone being a fucking idiot like that and trying to victim blame. It's like, oh, well, she was leading him on. Because there are people who have that attitude.
Even that could have been done better, because I know you didn't see Halloween 6, but they have a plot element there where a radio DJ is doing the same thing, and he gets killed, spoiler alert. And there's like a whole thing where he's trying to like really capitalize it and just run with the whole thing, and I can see that working. I kind of like that idea, but they don't go so far with it.
No, it felt like this had...
It goes so flat.
This felt like too many cooks in the kitchen type scenario.
Yes.
And, I mean, it was disappointing because Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills were really good in my opinion. I felt like they were good sequels to the original Halloween. And then this one, it's like, I have a cake that I just made, trip, oops, and it spilled all over the floor. And that's what this movie...
Oh, not to mention the damn annoying bullies that...
Oh, yeah, teenagers
that came out of a My Chemical Romance concert.
Which is so stupid. Corey's a grown-ass adult, and he's getting bullied by teenagers.
All just because he slashed their tires because they bullied him.
Well, it turned into...
Because he wouldn't go
buy
in
them
and get
beer.
a buyer beer, like,
Yeah.
wait, no, you're that babysitter psycho! And they start bullying him and stuff.
And it's like, I'm sorry.
And then Laurie eggs them on to slash their tires, and even her character is like on a roller coaster. 1 minute she's on this guy's side, then 1 minute she's not, then she goes back and forth.
Well,
you brought up a good point during one scene when he's kicked out of his own house and Corey is sleeping in the house where he killed the kid, which is still standing. Hello, and there's a moment where she's there, but kinda, maybe, and not. And she's just like rocking her chair against the wall and, saying, like, I think there's like evil in you. Well, no. First off, she says, I can help you. But then, like, half a millisecond, she goes, stay away from my daughter. It's like, is she in his head?
I think she was supposed to
like,
be in
you
his
had an interesting
head.
theory. But because there's no assurance if that's an illusion,
Yeah.
that's where it really starts to unravel a bit. Because it's like...
I don't know, like, this...
Yeah, this...
They should have had it be that he was being influenced by Michael, but he was trying to fight it. Or another direction they could have gone in is, like, Michael needed to transfer his essence into a younger body. Because it's like, obviously, Michael can't... Like, he can't be killed, but he is aging, and maybe it was a deal that he lured Corey into the sewers and was like, if they had gone in that direction and had it be that he eventually took over Corey entirely.
And I guess they kind of hint that, but it's not explained well.
Yeah, and then...
Like, he looks into Corey's eyes, and he sees, like, the thing he did and tries to connect that with him killing his sister.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's a difference. Like,
that was an accident what Corey
Corey
did.
was an accident. What Myers did was kind of on purpose.
Yeah, but the whole... And then Corey stealing Michael's mask and being
before that, when
a
he uses,
discount Michael Myers.
Before that, when he uses the Scarecrow mask, I was trying so hard not to crack up.
Yeah, that didn't work as well. And then Michael, like, comes storming into Laurie's house, and he's like, yeah, fuck you, kid, I'm taking my mask back, and, oh, by the way, I'm breaking your neck, because, like, ungrateful brat, it's like, I spared your life, and what do you do? Yeah, it was...
No. For me, this is not the worst one. I've seen definitely worse entries. Like...
It felt like someone dropping a cake. Like, I made this cake. Oh no, it's on the floor. We can still salvage it.
Mom, why is there hair in this? And there's a dead spider. You didn't pick this up off the floor, did you?
No.
That's what this movie was.
Oops.
I'm sure people could write a fanfic that's way better than this, so...
Yeah... You know this
I shouldn't have said that, because then people will be like,
here's a fanfic about Laurie and Michael. Michael saves Laurie.
and then she's like, you weren't actually evil all along. And then they run off and get married.
Wrong. Stab. Like,
And that was kind of weird, too. Like, when she does kill Michael, she's kind of, like, holding his hand. Like, they had, like, this weird intimate thing.
Maybe it's an in-jokey thing because of the fact that that was, like, one of her earlier movies or something, and...
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was a deal that she kind of felt bad for him.
That still wouldn't make so much sense because of how he, like, killed all her friends in the 78 movie. So there's no way she'd feel sympathy for that boogeyman.
And how they ended up disposing of his body.
I'm split about that.
Well, on the one hand, it's effective, but then they didn't have a post-credit.
They didn't.
They show, like, the body parts. We're back together.
Oh, I would love that so much.
Like freaking Cell from Dragon Ball or Majin Buu.
I don't want to go into the details. That's one thing I do want to keep a mystery. But the way they get rid of Michael Myers, I would have loved it so much if, like, the blood were formed like the T-1000. Or it's the Venom from Venom.
Yeah,
find a new host.
That would have defeated the purpose of calling it Halloween Ends.
Exactly, but the way they get rid of him, I don't think is a bad idea. I'm with that. Where I do kind of split hairs a little is having the whole neighborhood of Haddonfield gather together and see it happen. It's like, I like the idea, but it's not built up well enough. It's way too over the top.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta have the kid from the 2018 movie. We gotta have the sheriff that was there from the first movie as well. We gotta have Frank there. Actually, Laurie and Frank, I'd ship them. I see them together. It just felt like it's such a melancholy ending. It's not as bad as Dark Phoenix, but still, it's so conflicting. There's good ideas. It just needs to be
Yeah,
written
if
better.
I were to redo this movie, it's like just get rid of the Corey kid altogether,
Yep.
or not have him be a bad guy. Because just not have him be a bad guy,
No.
and have more Michael Myers.
Don't wait until the 40-minute mark or
Yeah.
hour mark just to throw him
I mean,
in
they
there.
did have him in the beginning too, but he was just kind of there. And it's okay. It's one of these movies where the more I'm thinking about it, the more I don't like it.
I've had those too.
Like, I'm at a point where I'm just gonna pretend this movie didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I'll just pretend that Halloween Kills was the final movie, and then I'll just pretend that if someone writes a fanfic about this movie that makes it way better, then that will be the new canon. Because that's the nice thing about fan fiction, when you're not having it be just stupid, gross stuff. If you have an actual fanfic that actually is an actual story that makes better than the original, then it works.
Sometimes the imagination of the audience can be a little more better than someone else's.
Because I would have done this movie so much differently than this was not what I was expecting at all. And this movie also suffers from, we're going to show all the good stuff in the trailer.
My friends have been getting the same reaction, so I know exactly where you're getting at with this one.
Yeah.
Is it like I said? Is it the worst franchise? No, they don't do. It's not as stupid as, say, Michael being the pawn of a cult. There's no man in black that's running around getting ready to release him. Halloween Resurrections, that's not a good one. If you just skip the first 20 minutes and see it for the rest of this, I guess it's fine. But there's some spots where it's a little too comedic. You have a whole ending where Buster Rhymes just goes kung fu on his butt. Yo, Mikey, happy effing Halloween!
I would not recommend this movie.
No. I
Just
hate to say it,
just
but
stick
I
with
wouldn't.
Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills.
But then that means Michael Myers is still out there.
And then, again, people can write fan fiction of
Yeah,
the third movie that's better than this.
There's that. But you know,
I'm curious. They should release the script of what they originally wanted to do.
I would
I'm
I would love to see what would have happened.
They could have still done it. They could have CGI'd people to make them look younger. It's not like there's a huge gap between 2018 and 2022.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done it.
They held off 2 years to make the first Halloween, too.
Yeah, they could have done it.
It's possible.
And now they said, no, instead we're going to do this, okay? Oh, it's shit. Still release it anyway.
Oh, it gets worse. Apparently, from what I read up, they were making changes not only during production, but even after the movie was filmed. Right after they locked it and said this is set, they still made alterations to the ending. Like, what else do you need to change? Was it a sound effect? Were there trims?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually nostalgic for Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2 was really good.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Hocus Pocus 2. It wasn't as good as the first one, but I still
No.
loved it. And I swear, Corey's mother in this was Mary. I think it was her.
I'm gonna
It
look.
looked like her. Maybe it wasn't her, but...
Because I remember you brought that. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that really Kathy Najimy?
I mean, it looks like her. It might not
A
be her.
little.
He's going to look it up, so...
Yeah.
Under the glow of the sun again. Let's cover these up. So everyone's not blinded by my bosom. Although most of the video has been that, so I do apologize. It's just the sun is shining right here, and this shirt is yellow, and it's very reflective.
She blinded me with bosoms. She's played by Joanne Barron.
Okay. They look similar.
A little. What else was she in? Oh, Real Genius? I love Real Genius. She was in Pet Shop. The Dentist, I know that one.
Huh.
Burning Down the House. Prince and Me. Trying to see if there's something she was in that you might know.
Should we mention about the little keepsake that Laurie kept at the end of the movie?
Oh, The Mask.
This is the mask of the guy that tormented me for, like, decades.
I'm just gonna keep this as a memento.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it right next to the Maltese Falcon in a jar containing the fog from The Fog. Oh yeah, she was in The Fog.
So yes,
Yeah.
the trailers were.
I didn't see Babylon because I'd use the restroom.
Well, we've seen Babylon before.
Have we?
When we went to see Halloween.
Did they show Babylon?
Yes, they did.
I don't remember Babylon.
Well, they did. They did show Babylon. That one looked okay. What was the other trailer they showed?
I know Black Panther, Wakanda Forever's in that batch.
I still haven't seen the first one.
I still have some reservations, but I hope it's entertaining.
I know didn't they show a third trailer too?
They did.
I can't think of what it was.
Ooh. I can't stand when that happens. It was the Whitney Houston biopic.
Oh yes, that did.
I Want to Dance with Somebody.
That does look good.
That could be good.
Yeah, frankly, this movie, I kind of wish we had just watched the original Halloween again. If I'm to be
In theaters.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, because that was just, I was excited to see this, and
It was a case of overhype. We didn't get the movie that was being marketed, which
No.
sometimes it can be good, sometimes not so good. This was a case where there was so much expectations riding on this, but they took such a bold direction.
yeah.
But I do like the idea that this is getting a diverse reaction, because that does allow people to talk about it and discuss what they liked and didn't
Yeah.
like. So
I don't know. The thing with the Corey kid just...
So about Halloween 2 from 1980.
that one was okay.
It's looking better in hindsight.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
still
do
don't-
agree. I do agree. The sibling thing, that was weird.
Yeah, so I'm glad they made that uncanny, because that just made absolutely no sense.
Well, John Carpenter was a little boozed up at the typewriter, and he admits that.
Yeah, was John Carpenter even involved with this one?
He did the score,
Oh.
and was also the executive producer. Though technically he doesn't own the franchise. That's with a whole other family. So after this one, the rights are going to go back to them. So technically we're going to be seeing more Halloween stuff depending on what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
But it's
At this
clear...
rate, they might as well just reboot it, because...
Yeah. They do that every time. If something
Yeah.
doesn't work, they just reboot it. I am sad.
Yeah.
But you know what's better? Look at what's in front of us. Look, this, you're never gonna see something like this again. Just the way those trees are over there.
Yeah, this is why I love October.
Yeah.
It's so scenic.
It's so beautiful. It's like some out of an Ozu movie.
Yeah. This has been a really pretty October.
Yeah.
Last October wasn't that pretty. But
No.
this October, really nice colors this year. Well, if you live up in New England, that is.
This is art.
Yes.
It is beautiful art.
Yes.
So, I'm with you on this one. This
Yeah.
was... No.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a while since we've done a movie diary. I'm ashamed that the movie in question didn't live up to expectations, but, you know, it is what it is.
Movies go along.
Yeah.
For every good movie, there's a bad movie.
Yeah.
For every good
Or
entry, there's a
An
lackluster
okay
one.
movie.
Okay. I just read my CDs.
It could be worse. At least it wasn't Dragonheart 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
I've avoided the direct-to-video sequels.
Well, I mean, Dragonheart 3, from what my sister told me, just seemed like it was a rehash of the original movie. I saw Dragonheart 4, that was the one with the twins, and that one was decent, but then they had the dragon die at the end, and that was just completely stupid because he didn't need to die, and it was a ripoff of how Draco died.
No.
And it was Patrick Stewart who played him, and the only reason why I saw Dragonheart 5 was because Helena Bonham Carter was the dragon, and that movie, I liked her. I did not like the main character. It was stupid. It was very stupid.
You see,
Very
Hollywood?
stupid.
When you mess with continuity,
So stupid.
you just screw us up.
Dragonheart is a movie that should only be one movie and one movie only. It wasn't meant to have sequels.
Same thing with Tremors.
Yeah, same thing with Tremors.
Even though you haven't seen Tremors.
Halloween was fine with its sequels. And with
Well-
the 2018 and the Halloween Kills, yes, I liked those, but Halloween Ends all right.
Yeah.
As in, you ended my enjoyment of this franchise. So, if that's what you meant by Halloween Ends, then congratulations.
Oh, well, how about I say this? If I offer Number 4, or Halloween 2.0. Which, by the by, H2O, Halloween 20 years later does have Jamie Lee Curtis in that one.
Now, do you think that could technically fit into the canon?
We can make it work. We have the technology. Why won't you fit?
Well, thanks again for watching, everyone.
Alright.
See you next time.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
And stay tuned for Full Moon Month. Hey, Meridian's coming up, you know that?
I know.
If I get this up today. Later.